We just had Crown Jewel. Now we move on looking forward to Survivor Series War Games. But what's that card gonna look like? Let's talk about it. Before we do, though, make sure to hit that button to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Come and hang out with me. I post every day. Don't you want to be a part of it? Don't you want to say you were here first? Now, let's talk wrestling. All right. Some of these matches are going to be a little far out. Maybe all of these. Look, I don't have a good indication as to where we are going for Survivor Series, but I think some of these make sense. I think all of these make sense and would be really fun to watch. So, I don't know. Let's get into it. We're going to start with a match that we know half of already, right? Because we know that John Cena is going to be a part of Survivor Series War Games. It's part of his retirement tour. His dates have been pre-announced. We know he will be there. He is not going to be there to just talk, obviously. He's going to be there for a match. Now, everyone is saying that John Cena will be a part of a men's War Game match. And maybe, especially considering the match that I've booked, maybe. We'll talk about that later. But as far as my money goes, especially considering the speech that Seth Rollins had at the end of the night, calling himself the greatest of all time, I think it's time for him to go up against the GOAT. And so that is why my match that I'm predicting for the men's heavyweight championship is the never seen 17 greatest of all time, John Cena, right? This is a belt he's never won before. It can be part of like the story leading into it that they're going to have to build online. Maybe even Seth Rollins is like, I said I'm the GOAT. I want to beat the GOAT. I'll even put my title on the line, right? So it'll be the never seen 17 John Cena against Seth freaking Rollins, right? To determine who the actual GOAT is. And I know, we all want John Cena to win all of his matches that he has left except for his final match. So maybe they'll save this for his final match, but I think it's going to be at War Games. And I think John Cena has to lose, obviously. I think this would be a great match. I think there is a story that can build to this. They've already teased that story. They've teased Seth Rollins calling himself the GOAT against the real GOAT. This match would be absolutely great. I would love to see it. It's a way to get John Cena involved with the kind of like the past versus the present kind of thing. So yeah, John Cena versus Seth Rollins. I don't know if it'll happen. Maybe it's just me wanting to, but that's the first match that I'm predicting. I should have mentioned when I started this video that I'm going to book a 5-match card, although this is typically, I think, a 4-match card because of the 2 War Game matches, but we're going to do 5. And the next match that we have on the card is for the Women's Championship. I don't remember which one is which. I think it's the Women's Heavyweight Championship, the one that's on SmackDown. I think that's just the Women's Raw Championship. Tiffany Stratton. And while she's not feuding with anyone at the moment, I think after seeing SmackDown this week, seeing how SmackDown ended, seeing Zelina Vega possibly take a heel turn with her husband, Aleister Black, I think it'll be Tiffany Stratton against Zelina Vega for the Women's WWE Championship. I think it would be a great thing to do with Zelina's character, again, especially after seeing what happened this last Friday. I think it would be a great step for her character. I think WWE SmackDown in particular needs more heels, right? Like we only have Nia Jax, we have Chelsea Green in the mid card. And I think turning Zelina Vega heel is a good move. I think she could be a great heel. Like we've seen her on the mic, we've seen her cut people down. I think her as a heel would be a very smart move by WWE. So that is why I'm booking Tiffany Stratton against Zelina Vega. Obviously, I think Tiffany is, if that match is the match, I think Tiffany would win it. But it would still be a great opportunity to tell that story for Zelina. The next match I have on the card is for the Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes, right? Just coming off that loss with Seth Rollins. Is he the GOAT? I don't know. He lost, right? Is he QB1? Is he QB2 now? I don't know. He lost. And we had that segment on SmackDown where Jacob Fatu kind of catches him in the back and he's like, I got next. Once you're done with Seth, I got next. And then the whole shenanigans things happen between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu in the back, and they have a match this coming SmackDown. Let's not forget that the last match, the last time Cody Rhodes defended the Undisputed Championship, it was against Drew McIntyre. And it was because the referee got involved and didn't let him put Cody through the announce table. Did that happen during that match, or was that for Randy Orton? No, I think it did happen during that match, right? He didn't let him put him through the table, and that's why he lost. That's why Drew McIntyre lost. So he has a gripe with this, right? And that is why I think that at Survivor Series War Games, we're going to have a triple threat match for the Undisputed Championship between Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes. And this match would be absolutely awesome. WWE, if this isn't the match that you're going to have at War Games, if you're going to put Cody Rhodes or any of these three guys in an actual War Games match, that's fine, right? I'm not going to fight you on that. I know you like to put your biggest superstars in that War Game match. That's fine. But this match, this triple threat match, how I'm booking it, has to happen. It has to be that at some point, maybe even this Friday, right? Like that match is for the number one contendership and it ends in shenanigans. So there's a triple threat match. This match needs to happen, and we need to take that belt away from Cody. Cody's a great champion, but I think it's time to make Jacob Fatu. I think we need to strap that rocket to Jacob Fatu, send him to the moon. This guy is absolutely amazing. This guy is a fan favorite. He is one of the best things you have in WWE right now. All right, now let's get into the actual War Game matches of this whole thing. I feel like everyone is banking on WWE booking their men's War Game match to involve the Vision. I don't think that is the route they should be taking. They might actually still end up doing that, but that's not the route that I want them to take. Mostly because we're a little visioned out, right? Like we've seen these matches already, right? Like Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker versus the Usos versus Roman Reigns and versus LA9 and versus CM Punk. And maybe that's the match that they're going to go with. I really don't want that to be the match, especially because you're going to have to add people to the Vision just for this match. And I don't want too much too fast. I know I've been asking for Obafemi in the Vision, but you're also going to have to add another competitor to this. And I feel like you're going to go with Brock Lesnar. I don't think they need Brock Lesnar. I don't want the War Games match to be the Vision. They might go that route, fine, whatever. Now, the War Games match that I do want is right now, what it would look like would be a 4-on-4, which is not a traditional War Games match, right? It's usually a 5-on-5, which is why I think there is an actual story, there is an actual world where they could add John Cena to this War Games match. I have John Cena going against Seth Rollins, but if that's not the route they go, I would want John Cena to be involved in this storyline. And that is the MFTs, right? Again, might be 4 of them, might be all 5 of them, right? But the MFTs versus the Wyatt 6. Now, the Wyatt 6 has 4 male competitors, right? With Big Red and with Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy and Uncle Howdy, right? Those are the 4 men that are in the Wyatt 6, which is why I think that, again, I have John Cena going against Seth Rollins already, but if they wanted to, especially after what happened at Crown Jewel with the Sister Abigail thing, right? Acknowledging that they're a part of each other's story. If Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy can go and recruit John Cena for this. I know that the Wyatts are kind of a heelish team, so I don't know if that would work, but I'm okay with it also just being a 4-on-4 match. And it would be, like I said, the MFTs against the Wyatt 6. We had the MFTs and the Wyatts kind of go at it on Monday Night Raw, or I'm sorry, on Friday Night SmackDown a couple weeks back. So I think that there is a story here to be told. And unfortunately, because you guys know how much I love the Wyatts, I think that if this is the War Games match that they go with, the MFTs have to win. Right? They just got back as a family, right? They are actual family. So while the Wyatts are trying to break up all these teams and talking about how they're not family, but the Wyatts are, the MFTs are actual family, right? Like this is Solo Sikoa's my family tree. So at Survivor Series War Games, my men's War Game match, because we have to have one, is going to be the MFTs over the Wyatt Six. Parentheses, maybe with John Cena? That's not how I have it, but maybe. And then, of course, we need a women's War Game match, right? And unfortunately, just like every other year, we're just going to throw a team together of baby faces versus heels for the women's War Game match because we have to have a women's War Game match even if the story doesn't call for a War Games match. So I have, and I'm looking at my paper because these are a lot of names, I have Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, AJ Lee, Bailey, and Lyra Valkyria, 5, versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, Becky Lynch, and the Judgment Day with Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. 5-on-5, right? And all of these women, right, like their counterparts are in each other's teams, so it would make sense for me if this is the route that they go. No champions here, so maybe the champion. I mean, we have Tiffy competing in this PLE against Lena Vega, but no Stephanie Vaquer. So I don't know. Maybe Stephanie just takes the night off. Maybe they involve her in some way. I don't see it, but this is the women's match that I came up with that makes the most sense to me, right? Because we have Io and Rhea already feuding with the Kabuki Warriors. AJ Lee and Becky have unfinished business, and maybe this is where you put in Stephanie Vaquer instead of AJ Lee and Becky Lynch because they can have their own match for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe they just don't get involved in this whole thing and they have their own feud. But I have AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, and then I have Bailey and Lyra Valkyria who have been feuding with the Judgment Day, and they have a match on Monday, so maybe like that's the story that they're leaning towards, right? Is War Games. This is the women's match that I have, pulling the WWE thing, which is just throwing a bunch of female names together and pulling out names out of a hat and seeing who they're feuding with and throwing them in there. This match would be great, but it'd be great if they can tell an actual story that calls for women's War Games. And I have the baby faces going over because the baby faces go over. So there you have it. That's my match card for Survivor Series War Games in San Diego. Let me know what you think. Let me know how wrong I am. I know that everyone is asking for and saying, and it looks like WWE is putting the Vision in a War Games match. And you're right, it definitely looks that way. And maybe this is just wishful thinking. I'd rather it be the MFTs versus the Wyatt Six. I think they both have a lot to prove. They're both supposed to be like these like crazy, insane tag teams who don't care about their own well-being. They just want to hurt each other, right? There's both of these teams, so I think that would be an absolutely great match. But let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you think I got wrong. Let me know what you think your card is. I don't know. We're all guessing here, right? None of us are Triple H, unless are you Triple H? Wait, is Triple H in the comments? No, Triple H isn't in the comments. Damn. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know how wrong I am. Since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. Remember to subscribe. We're trying to build this channel. We're posting every day. Come be a part with us. Be a part with us. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to comment. Do everything you need to do with this video. Share it. Send it to your friends. Send it to your cousins. Send it to that aunt you haven't talked to in a while. Anyway, until next time, peace.